Hi, I'm Danny.
And I'm Si. Welcome to Business in a Brew, a podcast dedicated to all things business with the occasional cover.
We take a business story, theory, or something we just want to chat about and give it a dusting of our own special personality and sense of humour, combined with our experience and knowledge. We're both business graduates and have run our own businesses for many years. We can't wait for you to listen. Good morning.
Morning.
How are you?
Morning.
I'm going to talk to you today about Elizabeth Holmes. Do you know who that is?
Never heard of her.
Okay, I can pronounce her name. I can't pronounce her company, and I think I'm going to get it wrong. Theranos? Like Thanos, but Theranos.
Theranos. I do know,
Okay,
but I didn't remember her name.
Oh, that's fine. I mean, she's in prison, so
That's interesting. Everyone should remember her name.
They should, in theory, because she's the actual criminal. Anyway, she was born in 1984. That's not particularly necessary. That makes her younger than me, which is really frightening. She went to Stanford University to study chemical engineering, but she dropped out at 19 to start Theranos, inspired by her fear of needles and a desire to revolutionise healthcare.
Haircare.
I was going to say haircare, yes. I meant healthcare. Obviously, I meant healthcare. So she wanted to develop technology that basically meant you didn't have to have a proper blood test with a needle. You could just do a little thing.
Just fake it.
Well, pretty much that's where this story is going. Yeah. So it obviously attracted...
Sorry, that was a bit of a spoiler.
It's fine. It attracted a lot of attention very quickly because in theory, you did a little finger prick, and just based on 2 drops of blood, they could analyse everything, and there was a menu of all of these blood tests you could do.
That's a bit like the other episode that we did about the bomb detector.
Yes.
Wow.
Which was just fake. There was 240 individual tests they claimed it could do on these 2 drops of blood. I don't think it could do all 240, but you could pick from the menu of, I want to look like my LFTs or U's and E's or whatever. U's and E's? Is that fit? I don't know. Anyway. So, started this company, set it up, got loads of interest and money from investors, amassing over $700 million in investment from people like Rupert Murdoch.
Wow.
Yeah.
So $700 million, they could probably have developed something, maybe.
I don't even know if it's physically possible because I don't know enough about chemistry and biology to know if it's physically possible.
Something can detect all of those.
But a drop of blood degrades. You have to take bits of it to test it. So it degrades the more you use it. So the more you do to 1 drop of blood, the more you've got no drop of blood, to the point where, it wouldn't be that effective anyway.
Yes, you could never split that drop of blood down to as many different parts.
Well, not with our current technology anyway. So there was massive hype about it. It all came out, and essentially what happened was you sent off this thing and it went into this special machine which was miniaturized blood testing, and the machine was called the Edison machine, because you like to give things impressive names to make them sound really good. And I'm going to say this exactly as I've written it: perform immunoassays to find the presence of antibodies and antigens. So exactly what a normal blood test does, but in miniature scale. The results were wildly varying outside of the range you'd normally expect with blood tests. There's going to be some margin of error in all blood tests, but the results were way outside of that.
When you said that they were way outside of that in terms of how? They
never quantified it because they didn't release everything. Right. But if you've got a variance of 1 to 2% that you're allowed outside of the norm.
Like a tolerance.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Right.
You're sort of talking 30-40% outside of the tolerance.
Right.
And the machine itself didn't actually work. Bits fell off, bits were sellotaped on. It wasn't great.
Wow.
So,
but it sounds like it might have been great enough to convince a whole bunch of people.
The idea was great enough to convince quite a lot of people, and they had quite a lot of people working in the company who genuinely believed in it. They were passionate about the concept and they wanted it to work, but it didn't, and that's where the problem started, because there were 3 people inside who ended up...
inside the machine?
Yeah, that's right. Like little elves testing the blood. No, 3 people in the company who ended up being whistleblowers at quite a lot of personal cost to themselves, because there was a lot of surveillance inside, there was a lot of intimidation, there was a lot of, we've got video of you, we've got surveillance of you, you can't talk about it. And it's quite nasty the way it was all followed through. One of the whistleblowers, a guy called Tyler, he was so unnerved he ended up sleeping with a knife under his pillow every night because he was so scared that this company was going to come off after him.
Good grief.
For what he was saying.
Good grief. Right. So they'd all bought into it.
Yes. Yeah.
Ideologically.
Yeah.
But at what point did they start to discover that none of this was actually...
Well, the people who are working in there, it's true. As they're using it. So one of the whistleblowers was a lab tech. Another one was a research engineer, and the third one ran the clinical lab. So they're the kind of people that know what they're looking at, and they'll realise quite quickly with bits falling off machines and things that it wasn't.
All is not...
No, it's not quite what it promised to be.
You're not allowed under there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it was just a really interesting case. I mean, luckily, or not that I'm aware of and I could find, no one was actually hurt. It's not like when you have a car error, an engine blows up and people die. But you had like a woman called Brittany Gould. She was pregnant and she received a Theranos test result indicating she was miscarrying, and she wasn't. So potentially that caused some emotional distress.
Mm-hmm.
You had another patient who was falsely informed of having HIV, and then it was proved he didn't. So there was a lot of faulty data giving people false diagnoses, which was causing emotional distress.
Was it not just giving out random answers?
Honestly, it could have been. It could have been like one of those magic fish you put on your hands in a cracker.
Yeah.
That'll do.
Could it actually detect anything?
Apparently there were 2 or 3 things it could probably have picked up, but it was muddied with the menu of 240 and the machine that didn't work and just not knowing what was going on.
So this is so close to the bomb detector scam.
Yeah, and it's just people. It's really interesting because it all fell apart, obviously, and everyone started investigating it, and with the whistleblowers and everything.
Yeah.
And she ended up going to prison for 11 years and 3 months, which is a really random number. And the other guy who kind of supported her through the lies, if you like, whose name I really can't pronounce, Balwani.
Okay.
He received 13 years, and they had to pay $452 million in restitution to defrauded investors, which is weird because they invested $700. They didn't get their money back, basically.
No, that's there's an awful lot of that investment that went in that probably would have been from people not just very wealthy.
No,
people,
but people who genuinely
may have lost everything.
Yeah,
putting into it.
People who genuinely thought it was a great idea, or I don't know, they've got children who were so terrified of needles that they thought actually this could be revolutionary for the healthcare, or people that have got to have blood tests all the time.
A fat profit.
Well, in theory, yeah.
You don't put money in without expecting to get something out.
No, you don't. Well,
which we'll cover in another story.
There is some altruism to it, surely. Some people invest just because they believe in it.
Oh, completely. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
But it's the ultimate fake it till you make it. She just literally told everyone it worked when it never worked.
So I've got a question for you.
Okay.
So, unsurprisingly. Did she set out with the intention of defrauding?
Now, this is an interesting one. This is the question no one knows. She's never actually given a motive. She's never actually talked through it. I think her reason for setting up, which was her genuine phobia of needles herself, I think she probably set out with the intention to create something. I think at some point she must have realised it wasn't possible. And I don't know if, and no one knows, did she just pass the point of no return where I've told this many lies, what am I supposed to do now? I've already taken the 700 million. Did she go, I'm sure it'll be all right, we'll work it out tomorrow, don't worry about it, we'll sort it out next week.
On a wing and a prayer type thing.
No one knows. And it's really interesting that she just kept going. She became really high profile. She became a bit of a poster child for women, startups, breaking the bro culture of Silicon Valley and that kind of thing. She was very well known. She lived a very, very nice life. So in theory, it could have all just been for money and could have been a scam from day one. But nobody knows.
How incredible. I think they will do when she gets out of jail, because I bet she's writing her memoirs.
Probably.
I am going to tell the truth. Yeah.
Possibly. I mean, she still claims she was unfairly scapegoated because she had good intentions the whole time.
Wow, says anybody who's trying to clear their name.
Yeah, it's a really weird one because I don't know if I'd have the balls to go, right, I'm going to pretend I've invented this and scam all of these people with no intention ever of carrying it off. I just can't believe. But then that's just me. I couldn't do it.
But there's a degree of someone believing their own hype, someone believing their own. It's the intention may have been good, but the means to get there were. I mean, as a chemical engineer, yeah.
Well, she didn't. She never
graduated.
No, because she left early to set up Theranos. So that's a bit like someone who's been to a medical school for a year and then going, I'm sure it'll be fine. Don't worry.
I'm ready to diagnose. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe too little knowledge was dangerous.
But actually, I suppose there is a positive outcome in this. That when you think about these scams and these schemes that are brought to light, they're ever more sophisticated, ever more challenging.
Yeah.
It does mean that there's more scrutiny, hopefully, off the back of it.
Well, I'd like to think so, but she did launch an entire product that didn't work.
People do still succumb, because we'll cover that in another episode as well. People
want easy solutions. People want these amazing, clever technologies that work, because they do solve a problem. And it would be so much easier to just do a pinprick. I hate blood tests. I don't particularly like needles, but you do it. I always look the other way. I'm really sorry. I'm not being rude. I'm just going to look over here so I don't have to see what you're doing to my arm. So, yeah, I do get that people want that. And I think they just, because they want those easy solutions, they want to believe that it's real. I mean, all these people that were tested and their blood was tested, they obviously trusted it.
But also, yeah, I suppose, no, I get that. But it's the people internally that bought into it as well. People that came along on the journey.
On the concept, yeah.
At what point did they find out that this actually was just an empty, well, not an empty box. Clearly it wasn't just an empty box, but you've got something like...
Yeah, I don't know if it was 2 days in or 2 hours
what is it,
in.
The 80-something or other, the bomb detector, where it was bought as a ready-made piece of kit that was supposedly able to divine water or whatever. I forgot what it was now, but that then changed purpose and became a drug detector, then became a bomb detector. It was the same stuff on the inside.
I mean, that is a scam. That is just out and out a scam. Yeah. It wasn't a concept that someone thought, this is actually a really useful idea for society, let's try and develop it. But like one of the whistleblowers, the guy called Tyler Schultz, his grandfather had invested in it. And because his grandfather kind of brought it to his attention, he wanted to go and work there. He was absolutely dazzled by Elizabeth's vision, desperate to work there, but pretty much from everything I've read and an interview he had with the New York Times, the minute he got there, he found the reality very, very different to the presentation. But I don't know how long that gap was between day one when he started and went, something's not quite right here. My gut's a bit weird. And
can
the
I
bit
have my
where he
money
blew
back,
the
please?
whistle. Yeah. And, at this point, his grandfather invested, so I can only assume he had some feelings towards, oh,
God.
Yeah. And you're not going to be that high up, are you, at the very beginning?
No, I suppose.
Day one, they're not showing you the broken machine and the sellotape back on the back door and all the rest of it.
Wow. So what did this machine... I've got vague recollections of this machine. It's quite kind of... Was it sleek, white, with some...
It looked a bit like one of those old school computer towers.
Right.
When you used to put under your desk when you were running your PC.
Yeah.
Looked a bit like that, basically. It was white. It was Edison,
Yeah.
But it just didn't... It didn't do what it was supposed to do.
Okay, and how big did the team get in the end?
Oh, it was a full company.
Right,
it was
so
like
you're
a proper...
talking tens of people.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And there was a marketing aspect to that, so they had a big marketing team pushing out there.
Well, they had $7 million to spend. No, 700, not 7. 700 is worse. And that's not just on the science, that'll be on the team, that'll be on the marketing, that'll be on her lifestyle.
Wow. I want to know so much more about this. How much more have you got?
No, that's it. Stop asking me more questions.
Oh, okay.
It fascinates me because I want to know if she did it on purpose or if she just couldn't get out of it.
What was the motive? Yeah. Once in, couldn't get out.
It is really hard to get out of a lie when you start telling them, all right, I get that. And this was big.
Yeah. But that is terrifying. The thought that someone who hasn't fully graduated, hasn't actually understood from a qualified perspective exactly what she's doing other than her own theory,
No, but
which that theory could have been fully investigated during her degree.
But equally, she could just surround herself with people who are experts. There are plenty of founders who don't have the expertise themselves, but they know to surround themselves with the right people. I mean, she obviously did in terms of the fact that she surrounded herself with people who helped her follow through her fraudulent vision.
But sounding like they became yes people. It just sounds like from what you were saying that there was a fear running internally.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Wow.
And probably maybe it's just me. Maybe it does work, and I'm not. I don't know. It's just bizarre.
So everyone in there is kind of wondering how
no one talks about it.
Ancillary staff around it wouldn't have cared because they would have been doing their jobs. But
there's a certain level at which you're not aware of what's going on. You don't know. The marketing aren't going to know whether it works or not.
No. Well, it's not their job to care. It's their job to market.
So yeah, it's only the lab team that are going to know that this stuff is all rubbish.
That's a pretty fascinating story. There is a film about it as well, isn't there?
There is. Is it a film or a series?
Oh,
sure, it was on Netflix.
I think you're right.
There are other streaming providers available.
Wow. Yeah, great story. I want to know.
Now you've got to remember her name. I've forgotten it already.
Hang on. Something Holmes.
Yes.
Elizabeth Holmes.
Yes.
So how long is she in prison for?
It's 11 years and 3 months is what she was sentenced to. Right. But it's recently been reduced to 7 years.
Wow.
For good behaviour.
For good behaviour.
So she's not scamming anyone in prison.
Okay. All right. But that's the old question of how naughty do you have to be in order to get the sentence.
Question. That is a much longer podcast.
Funnily enough, I'm reformed whilst I'm in prison away from society.
Yeah, that's a different podcast entirely. We'd need a lot longer.
Wow, yeah, but that's not necessarily business, is it? Oh, what a shame.
No, well, we can start another one.
We could.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks for supporting us by downloading and listening to this episode.
And a massive thank you also to Dawney, Emily, Nat and Lewis and the BTD Studios for all your expertise in bringing our podcasting dream to reality.
We'd love it if you commented on this episode, as we'd really like to know what you think and what you might like us to cover in future episodes.
And we'll see you on the next one.